we are going to look at sharing your Blackboard assessments across Blackboard sites. So let's say, for example, I have an Algebra 1 course and a regular algebra course. They go for very similar content, and so I can often share things across the different sites. I've also heard of teachers doing the same thing if they're working together on a PPG and SLO. As a department, they have a department site, and then they share out to their own sites where they're deploying them to the students. So first step is to log into Blackboard. I often will do, as I said, the SL and PPG. So at North we have an SL and PPG site, and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to find the test that I want to share with my students in a different Blackboard site. So this first step is to go to your class tools. From your class tools, you go and you select Tests, Surveys, and Pools. Under there, you select Tests. From your tests, you're going to select whatever test you like. So my students haven't done week 14 yet. So you see this little drop-down arrow in the circle. I'm going to say Export to Local Computer. I know some people export it to like their collection on Blackboard, but I like exporting to my local computer better. So when this catches up with me, I'm going to save it to my drive. I normally just export it right into my downloads because I don't want it to clutter up anything else. Then you are going to actually completely exit this Blackboard site, and I'm going to go into the one I want to deploy it in. I want to deploy this into my regular, well actually my Algebra 1 site. So I'm going to go to Algebra 1. I'm going to go back to the same place I was on the other side. I'm going to go down to my class tools, and from my class tools I'm going to select Tests, Surveys, and Pools. Under Pools I select Tests, and I'm going to select to import my test up here on the top. So we put it into our computer. So I'm going to browse my computer to find that. My computer knows that I put this in my downloads, and if I arrange by when it was last open, I see that they're always zip files. So that's a good way for me to find it, and I normally know what the name ended in. I know this one was about food, so if I see a zip file that ends in food, I know that's probably not. So I'm going to go ahead and open this file. Pardon the Spanish on here, perks of being a Spanish teacher. Then we are going to hit submit on my Blackboard. Now this test, when I hit submit, will go into my collection of Blackboard assessments within this site. That does not mean it is released to my students yet. So once I hit submit, we hit OK because it's all ready, and we are going to find where I want to put it into my Blackboard. Now my SL and PPG deals with reading and math, so I'm going to select reading and math, and I'm going to select the week 14 folder. I haven't put anything else in here yet because I'm a little ahead of the game with this. But we're going to import that test. So I go to my assessments on the top bar and select test. Now I don't need to create a test this time because it's already created. All I need to do is use this existing test. As you notice, it's named the same, week 14, Super Bowl food. So I'm going to select that test. Now it's highlighted, and I'm going to hit submit. Under submit, I choose the settings that I like. I like that my students can see the description beforehand. I want to make my link available. Don't want any multiple attempts. Students only get one chance. But here is the cool thing. I'm going to select my users and groups. So I scroll to the bottom. I see I have an Algebra 1, and I make sure it's only for my Algebra 1 students. I don't want all the random other people who can see my stuff be able to take this test, just my students. So now everything else is exactly as I want it. Let's randomize these questions, and we hit submit. It is all ready to go, and my students can begin testing right away if I told them to. Now it's your turn to give it a shot. Hopefully it all goes smoothly.